Volcano M. Right, you're Millennium Mon. Level 52. Can you get to level 52? You can. You have the Dark Experience. You need 23,000 Holy. Yeah, it's quite a bit of Holy you need. Hopefully, Access Glacier and Macro Sea have some Aquans. Alright, this all seems good. Bum, 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 bum. Sayo, thanks for everything. Venomiotismon agreed to do it. I'm sure it's going to be a really scary haunted house. All I need now is to find a really scary castle. Anyway, thank you. Now get your reward at Dark Center. Let's go. You know, we're definitely getting through Access Glacier today. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about the, I'm not going to worry about the farm quests because they would be a headache to try and get access to, I think. So we probably only have, like, 2 more streams of Dusk after this. I'd bet. I definitely think we'd finish in 2 streams, if not in 1 more. Tasty water. Oh, joy. This is Loop Swamp, isn't it? Plus, with the faster movement and the faster experience gain, we're just going through the game quicker in general. Sayo, how are you? I need your help. I want some tasty water. I want my friends to drink it also. Tasty water used to be everywhere, but now you have to make it. Shogun Gekomon and Loop Swamp can make some. Sayo, please go ask him to make some. Bum, 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 bum. Whee! To the swamp! Do 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 do. All right, where this Gekomon at? The bronze blade. How useful. Hello. Who are you? You want tasty water? Then go find a Digibranch. If you find one, I'll make the water for you. Easy. Famous last words. I'm not going to be able to find it. Where the heck this branch at? Hi, Shogun Gekomon. What are you doing there? Not this way. Gekomon's my favorite. He saves me in a lot of the Eater battles. Does Gekomon have, like, a fixed damage thing in, Cyber Sleuth? Usually fixed damage Digimon are some of the best against Eaters. I remember Gatomon was really good in early Eater fights. Chat, what if we get a 3rd Auroramon? Hear me out. I don't know who I'd replace for it, but it'd go kind of hard. It'd go kinda hard. Da-na-na. I'm gonna take this. Beat-a-beat-doo, beat-a-beat-doo. Doesn't Devamon have 200 fixed damage compared to Gatomon's 150? Does he? I don't know. Gatomon just happened to be the one that I used. I don't ever remember using Devamon in Cyber Sleuth, to be honest. Rocky Bubble! Oh, that's one of my big hopes for, we were talking about big hopes for Time Stranger. One of my big hopes is that they hammer out the gameplay, like the combat system better. Specifically, like, remove penetration moves from the game entirely and just build a better combat system in general. I don't think that Digimon's combat needs, like, a full-on overhaul, but it definitely needs some improvement to be more engaging. Of course, when it comes to turn-based games, you can only get so engaging in the first place when it comes to turn-based gameplay. There's the Digibranch. But I hope they do a bit more with Time Stranger. Hello. You found a Digibranch, then first get some water from the swamp, crush the branch, put it in the water, and stir, then wrap it in my leaf, strain it, and it's finished. This sounds disgusting. Say we got tasty water. There's plenty to share with everyone. If they remove penetration, I'm okay with it, but they have to rework how boss stats work? Yeah, obviously. They would have to, like, retool how the damage system works in general. I just think that right now, it almost doesn't work, because right now, the way that, like, stats and stuff work in the Cyber Sleuth games is you, especially if you're playing on hard difficulty, you basically have to have penetration moves. Sorry, my throat is just, like, really dry today. Get a drink of water. And even if you don't use the penetration moves and you, like, play on normal difficulty and you, like, just deal without them, you're actively handicapping yourself by not choosing penetration move Digimon, which I think is stupid. Obviously, it's fine if some Digimon are, like, better in combat than others. They don't all have to be, like, perfectly flat amount of, like, they're all just as good as the next one. But the sheer amount of disparity when you put a Digimon with a penetration move next to a Digimon without a penetration move is terrible. Just absolutely terrible. You have to get to 36. You have to get to 34. All right. There's nothing wrong with penetration moves, really. I disagree. I think that the fact that some Digimon have penetration moves and some don't, and penetration moves are demonstrably better than, like, any other move in the game, that is something wrong with it. I think that it is bad that it is objectively incorrect to choose to use, like, a Digimon without a penetration move instead of a Digimon with it. You can choose not to use penetration moves, but it just makes every fight longer. It doesn't even make fights more difficult, is the big thing to me. It is not more difficult to use Digimon without penetration moves. It is just longer. It takes much longer, and thus the boss fights and whatnot become much more boring, or in some cases almost impossible to do, when you do not have penetration moves. So I would rather there just not be penetration moves, and the Digimon just care about what their own stats are, and then the moves can vary in how much damage they do, but the sheer disparity of how much stronger, like, Oryumon using his S-Ryujin, I think is the name of the attack, which is a strong penetrating move, or Lilithmon using her penetrating move, compared to, like, Barbamon using his default, like, special move, or Jessmon using his special move, the damage difference is insane. It's insanely bad. But you have acceleration boost? Who cares? That doesn't change anything. The Digimon with penetration moves and the Digimon without penetration moves both have acceleration boost. The damage difference is still way too big. It's too big of a gap. If you have someone who has all their Digimon at the same level, and they fight a boss in Hacker's Memory or Cyber Sleuth without penetration moves, and then someone who does it with penetration moves, if you look at those side by side, the difference is unreal how much faster the fight goes for the person with penetration moves. I think that that's kind of bad game design. Especially when there are so few Digimon, like... There are just a couple of Digimon who have penetration moves who are just demonstrably better than all of the other Digimon for no reason. And again, I think it's fine if some Digimon are better than others, like obviously if you have like a mega level like Beelzemon Blast Mode. Beelzemon Blast Mode should on average be better than using a mega like King Atamon. Beelzemon Blast Mode should be better than King Atamon. He should have higher stats in general than King Atamon, I would say. I do not think it's right for Beelzemon Blast Mode to have a move that says this does 4 times the amount of damage that King Atamon does, or Metal Atamon does, just by virtue of having the word penetrate on it. I think that's kind of lame. Oh, you got some tasty water. You got a lot. I'll give some to my friends. Everyone will hear about this tasty water and gather at Loop Swamp. Your reward is a Dark Center, so go and get it there. Thank you. How do you make bosses more consistent then? What do you mean? You just make sure that the bosses don't have such a high stat cap that you need penetration moves. You just, like, make sure that the stat distribution is good. Whatever the boss has, like, if the bosses were designed where penetration moves are the only way to reasonably hurt them, then just lower their stats by however much penetration raises the attack of the certain Digimon who get penetration moves. You wanna know what? Here's what you can really do. Here's what you can really do. Remove the word penetration from the game, and then if I changed Hacker's Memory right now, remove the word penetration from the game, and then whatever statistic makes penetration moves do the amount of damage that they do, just add that to every single move in the game. Problem solved. The bosses still work the exact same, and the Digimon that you have just do the amount of damage that they need to do for you to be able to win boss fights. But all of the Digimon would be equalized. Some Digimon would have higher speed, some Digimon would have higher attack, some Digimon would have higher HP. But they're all even. There's no longer a case of like, these 10 megas are objectively better than these 20 other megas. Because to me, that's the problem. It is lame that the game has specific Digimon that are better that are like wildly better. Because again, it's fine if some Digimon are better than other Digimon, but it needs to be like, when you look at like 2 mega level Digimon, right? And we'll use the same example. When you look at like Metal Atamon next to Beelzemon. Beelzemon on average should be, let's say that Metal Atamon is like on a 1. Like his value is 1. Beelzemon Blast Mode is a better Digimon than Metal Atamon. He's like typically stronger, he's cooler, etc. Beelzemon should be like, stat-wise, he should be like 1.2 times better than using Metal Atamon. Because that means that like, yes, Beelzemon is better than Metal Atamon, but they're both megas, and really you can do just fine with either of them. Instead, you have penetration moves, and that means that Beelzemon is not like 1.2 times better than Metal Atamon, which to me is a fair like disparity. Instead, Beelzemon is like 3 times better than Metal Atamon, which basically means that like, you should never ever use Metal Atamon instead of Beelzemon, unless you really, really just want to use Metal Atamon instead. There needs to not be as big of a disparity between what Digimon are good and what Digimon are bad in Time Stranger compared to what there is in Cyber Sleuth. That's my take. Search the Digi area. King Atamon debuffs like crazy, which is useful. Okay, first of all, those were just 2 random Digimon I put out. I don't care what King Atamon or Metal Atamon does in Cyber Sleuth. That was just like a Digimon that I used as an example. Second of all, debuffing in Cyber Sleuth is pointless compared to penetration moves. There is no point in using debuff moves in Cyber Sleuth instead of clicking Acceleration Boost and then clicking a penetrating move. In terms of pure mechanical gameplay, if all you're trying to do is win the game, it is better to use penetration, to click a penetration move, than it is to click a debuff move in the Cyber Sleuths. And I think that's what's, like, the problem. And again, Cyber Sleuth is fun. Cyber Sleuth is a fun game. I'm not saying it's like terrible, like, oh, it was unplayable, they have to like fix it. I'm saying that it could be better. And I think that penetration moves are part of what, like, getting rid of those would make it better. Can you even debuff bosses in Cyber Sleuth? I don't know, because I never did debuffs. I only ever did buff moves. I don't ever remember using debuffs in Cyber Sleuth, but I did have, like, Speed Charge Field. Speed Charge is, like, the only one that's even worth using, and even it isn't that useful. Like, the only time I would use Speed Charge Field is if I had a Digimon that did not have a penetrating move. Because it doesn't have anything better to do anyway, because attacking without a penetrating move is just worse than using a penetrating move. It's like, you're wasting your time. Itmon, have you heard anything from Chief Julia? No, nothing at all. I've been trying to contact her also. Where could she have gone? City's communication system isn't fully restored, so that might be why we can't reach the chief. But it's not like her to stay out of touch this long. This has never happened before. Don't worry, she can handle herself. She's probably doing fine. Hello. Sayo, you made it. Itmon, if you hear from the chief, please let me know immediately. Got it, I'll let you know. I'll be waiting. Sayo, we can't find out anything about the chief. She hasn't even contacted her Navi Digimon. We're at a dead end. So as a union quest, an investigation of the entire Digi area has been ordered. But we haven't been able to gather any information. Sayo, do you think you can cooperate with the other tamers and find out where the chief is? I'm counting on you. Then use them for something else like healing or buffing? I don't want to be too rude here, but I don't think you understand this conversation. I don't think you understand what we're saying. We are saying that instead of having a Digimon that is just demonstrably worse than other ones, just make it where they're all viable, instead of saying, well, this Digimon sucks compared to this other one, but that means that this Digimon, I'll only just ever have it click the healing move, instead of doing anything else. Which, by the way, instead of a healing move, what you really mean is that you're going to use an item, because you don't really use healing skills in Cyber Sleuth instead of just using items. I dropped my controller. It would be better if all of the Digimon were a bit more on an even playing field, and instead of just saying, oh yeah, you have Jesmon on your team, but Jesmon doesn't have a piercing move or a penetrating move. So only ever attack with Rosemon Burst Mode and Beelzemon Blast Mode because they have penetrating moves. And then every time it is Jesmon's turn, just click item and then click heal or click speed charge field. That's, to me, boring. That's kind of lame to relegate such a cool Digimon to that because it doesn't have a penetrating move. Instead, how about you make it where all of the Digimon are on an even playing field where penetrating isn't a thing and instead any Digimon is viable, and then on some turns I can attack with Jesmon, I can heal with Beelzemon, then I can attack with Beelzemon next turn and then use a buff move with Jesmon and make the whole game more nuanced and more fun instead of it being, oh yeah, this Mega doesn't have a penetrating move, so he can't really do damage. You know, I'll just, here's actually the real argument is, why would I use a Digimon without a penetrating move, even if I was going to use them for debuffs, or whatever, when instead, I could get a Digimon with a penetrating move, which means that it can do damage with a penetrating move, and then I'll also have it use the buff skills. Because the Digimon with penetrating moves have, like, attack charge field and speed charge field. Why would I put a Digimon without a penetrating move on my team and say, you are here to press speed charge field, when instead, I could put a Digimon on my team with speed charge field and a penetrating move? It kind of defeats the purpose, right? It would be better if the game was designed where penetrating moves weren't a thing. You can leave acceleration boost. Acceleration boost is fine, and any Digimon with enough work can get acceleration boost. Not every Digimon can get a penetrating move, and that means that some Digimon are just better, and also every Digimon can get buff moves, by the way. Every Digimon can get speed charge field or attack charge field. So there's no reason not to get the penetrating move ones. That's why I think penetration moves need to, like, that needs to be axed from the gameplay entirely. Because it just makes some Digimon better than other Digimon, and not by a small margin. It makes them demonstrably better, which is dumb. I want when I play a game with like a monster collector, I want all of the Digimon to be viable. Sayo, good timing. So I don't have to waste turn doing all those buffs and healing? I'm sorry, are you stupid? What do you were just saying if the Digimon doesn't have a penetrating move, use them to heal or buff. And now you're saying I don't want to waste turns doing buffs and healing? Make it make sense. I need one penetration move Digimon, the others consistently keep my team on top condition. But you can do that with 3 penetrating move Digimon! Are you stupid? Why would you only have 1 penetration move and then 2 other Digimon that do healing moves when you can instead have 3 penetration moves and all 3 of those penetration move Digimon can also heal and buff? You're an idiot. You're stupid. That doesn't make any sense. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I'm losing my mind. You've taken on the quest to investigate the entire Digi area, right? I sure have. We also took the quest and we just talked to Spike. Did that say SPKE? Did they leave out the I? I pressed X too fast. It sounds like there are a few tamers that haven't returned to city. Something's definitely going on. Ponch's group is one of those that are missing. We haven't seen Chief Julia in a while either. I wonder if the Chief could be missing too. Ruh-roh. Chief Julia is missing. Sayo, how do you know that? Are you a VIP or something? I am the best. Newton, what are you talking about? What you talk about, Newton? Well, the conversation is secret. Let's not talk here. Huh? Then where should we talk? Not my place. It's a mess. I wouldn't go to your place filled with trash and roaches. Quit joking. It's not that messy. Hey, Sayo, let's go to your place. Let's invite Spike also. I think we'd better let Tsukakio's group know also. Let's all get together and talk at Sayo's place. Oh my goodness, we're here. That was fast. So we still have no leads on Chief Julia? Are there any leads at the Chief's home? I see. Let's get permission from the Chief. We can't get in without the home address. Push him into the ocean, Kakumi. Push him into the ocean. Yeah, even Raigo can't just search Chief Julia's home. I guess it's kind of sad, but the Chief doesn't really pay much attention to Raigo. Chief Julia and Raigo definitely don't make a good couple. What are these two talking about? I guess so. All men are like that these days. Men, am I right, chat? Men. Anyway, we need to find a lead. You're right, but where should we start looking? Sayo, why don't you ask Ko of Lightfang? Are you sure? It's Lightfang. What if he's a spy? He's really strong. Sayo, you said that when Lightfang was acting strangely, he was acting normally. We can find out about Sunshine City also. We're just wasting our time like this. Then get to it, Sayo. Sayo, why don't you contact him and meet him somewhere so you can talk? I almost said that sentence correctly. But where? It needs to be a place that won't have any interruptions and be safe for us. Let's get him to come here. That's ridiculous. Not here. He's Lightfang. He could be the enemy. But there's probably no other place where it's safe and we won't be interrupted. Not to mention we're already here. But it's dangerous. I agree with Newton, but it's Sayo that has to make the choice. Ah, chat, behold, illusion of choice. Ko will be fine. I'll send for him by email. So you'll do it? Thanks, Sayo. Well then, Sayo, call him right away. Tap, 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 tap. Now we just have to wait for Ko to contact us. Bro was waiting to get that email. He replied already? What did he say? He's coming right away. Sayo, Ko asked for access, so I gave the okay. You didn't think to, like, run that by me first? Wow, look at all these people. Hi, Fascomon. Did you gain some weight? Why would you say that? That's a secret. Please make yourself at home. Can Digimon gain weight?